We'll see Ethan Ewing in the quarterfinals in this event as we see a solid set pouring through and a brand new heat entering the lineup. Matthew McGillivray from South Africa taking on Australia's Jack Robinson.
Oh, this is a huge matchup on paper. I mean, Jack Robinson, he's got a special connection with this place.
Make sure that the best surfers in the world are catching more waves instead of being under them. Jake Marshall, 6'3" on his opener.
Oh. That the third or fourth time that something similar has happened to him.
Meanwhile, Jack Robinson pulls under the hood and emerges clean. One of the best tube riders in the world, can find it at any venue. Bonus section to pull in and kick out. It's just that cool, calm style. Reminds you of a lot of Bruce Iron.
And Jack Robbo locks into this barrel, dragging that arm, slows himself down. He kind of just looks down the section again, starts to drag, burn off that speed, double hand grab under the hood.
Some surfers that are just barrel magnets. You haven't seen a barrel all day. You know, Jack's one of those guys. He'll find barrels no matter where he's surfing.
Yeah, he's just so locked in. And Sunset, I mean, watching his performance 2019 at this event, he rewrote, what we see at Sunset and how it's ridden.
So cool, his positioning, uncanny. Then he sets up another section, just timing speed, burning it, puts his hands in the wall. And gets another section to pull in and get the vision from the tube.
That's something that's really come into play for surfing at the moment. Obviously, we can't confirm any injuries for Connor.
But he still wants it. What a warrior. Connor's had a few wipeouts in this heat. That was definitely the heaviest one. Jack Robinson in motion after the double barrel wave. The tubes earned him a 6.0. And that'll be his backup score in the heat with Matthew McGillivray. 3 minutes to go. Here comes Jack Robinson. Jack throws down the carve. Surfer from Margaret River, West Oz, trims the finish. And sometimes you got to be your biggest fan. Give yourself a clap for that hard work. It felt good for him. But it's an energy thing as well that he's tapped into. It's been all about Jack in the non-priority side. McGillivray hasn't done anything yet. Surfs the same as he always has. Super powerful, gets the biggest barrels. Here's Jack.
Yeah, here we go. Jack, smooth through that transition turn. You can tell that he's looking for an impactful section. Lays into that one. So two-turn combo, feeling it, like you said, that little golf clap on the way out. Roundhouse cuddy. Let's see. I think it's going to be kind of a mid-range.
A lot on the line for both these surfers in this matchup.
Yeah, and I'm just happy to see Jaddy get a wave early. I think it was his last heat. He waited so long to get his campaign started, and so is this guy.
Finally opening up, Matty McGillivray. Looked like he was just trying to get some board speed and catch up to that wave. And interesting, after all that weight, for a solid one, he's not going to have much of a score. Back to action with more ripping from Jack Robinson. Big hack there. Unbelievable combination of turns for Jack. 2019 World Cup champ at this venue, and a very exciting, dramatic heat that he had over Zeke Lau in that final just a couple of years back. And he's still fired up here at Sunset.
Jack, on the other hand, building throughout this encounter. Beautiful swoop there. And then again in the Bowley section. Just negotiates that drop so well. Like you said, Joey, it's really tricky on these waves to complete that maneuver and then steady yourself for what's to come when you drop back into the bowl. So hits it off there, lays the back, and then stays up and over that board, just like a cat, just ready for anything.
Timed it so well, didn't he, Rosie? Gets high off the lip line, layback hack, and it's going to get hollow under his feet. He transitioned so well.
Where he needs to hold somebody off, he will. But right now, he's just out here enjoying his surfing time. And you can see him on the wave, just blowing through turns and enjoying every minute.
Yeah, so tricky for Matty. He's just trying so hard to get back in rhythm. Yeah, he takes off in kind of two minds over here, whether he wants to belt that section or pull in under the lip. So just quickly pulls. I like the fact that Jaddy's riding a board that's 4 years old. Like, talk about bringing out Old Faithful.
And old Takoro, and to last that long at a wave like this, it's got to be extra special. Jack Robinson, layback power gouge. Wrapping turn to follow. as he is feeling it today at Sunset. Always turns in huge numbers, just like he did in the final a couple of years back on the QS stage. And even though Jack came in and he had lost that heat, he was really happy that he was a part of it. He's like, I think a lot of people think I need to be at the box today. And he's like, no, this is where I want to be. The waves are pumping, and he's got such a great attitude. Here comes McGillivray, throwing down his best carve of the matchup so far. Super sleepy at the start, just waiting to get going. Leash was off his ankle and just fell, which took his board all the way in. So he's had a bit of a roller coaster ride in this matchup.
Definitely be wanting to replicate those kinds of performances, but this is where being a cool customer just comes into play, Joey. Like having that temperament of being able to gather yourself and look for these big moments. Two-turn option there for Matty McGillivray. That's way better surfing from him to try and claw his way out of this heat.
Right behind them, you've got Travis Logie, Greg Emsley for longevity, competing on the championship tour. McGillivray still just getting started. This is Jack Robinson. There's that big top turn, covering some ground. He'll lay down that rail all the way down to the bottom, back to the lip line, and Jack will get tangled up with a finish. Last year at some stage, I was like, Jack, what's your favorite thing to do on a wave? He said, go as fast as I can and see how long I can hold down a carve. He didn't mention big air, didn't mention big barrel. That was exciting him the most last season. 8.17 and a 7.67 for Jack Robinson, putting together an incredible heat. Throwing away a couple of six rangers as well along the way. He was really connected to the pace of play at Sunset. McGillivray waited half the heat till he got started, lost his board when his leash fell off his ankle, but still gave him a fighting shot when he turned into 7-7. Matty's out, and Jack Robinson will be in the quarterfinals.